Yo, yo, yo. What's good people? We are back at it again. Mr. Ray 856 has came and joined me. It is a family affair.
A family
You
affair.
understand? Absolutely. And this is our first sports talk edition. You know what I mean? We missed out on covering the NBA finals this year and the NBA playoffs. But since we did that, we're going to talk about that in a future pod. But today, we're going to do some lists for y'all. And I think the next few podcasts, we're going to do some lists of all-time NBA players at each position. What you think about that, Ray?
I think your supporters and all the people that's going to be checking out the Don't Listen podcast is definitely going to appreciate this content that we got coming for y'all. And just personally, I'm definitely, honored, like I said, even with the interview, I don't feel entitled to this. And I know me and my pops, we're going to have a blast giving y'all this content, man.
Absolutely. We're going to have a blast and we're going to talk some, basketball. And our first list we came up with was top NBA centers of all time. You know what I mean? Because we're going to break it down by positions and we're going to give y'all stats. You know what I'm saying? To, to correspond with what we saying, because we ain't going to just throw some names out there and not know what the hell we talking about. We're going to bring some stats, and I hope y'all appreciate this. I did a little bit of journalism with this joint. You know what I'm saying, Khalif? So
I see. I know. Yo, he pulled up. He said, "I got the stats." I was like, "You got the stats?"
Absolutely.
So he's gonna be doing the stats today. This is stat man.
I've been writing. I'm a stat man, goddamn. So you know what I mean? I done wrote some stats down because we want to give y'all some facts, historical facts on each one of these players that we talking about. And, we hope y'all enjoy it. This is the Don't Listen podcast, first sports talk edition with your boy Ray 856 and your boy TP. And let's get into it.
Let's get it. Stop playing.
Stop playing. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
All right, Leave. So I know you said before you wanted to get the honorable mentions out the way before we even get into the list. So who you got as your honorable mentions?
So, honorable mentions, I got, Hall of Fame talent, Mr. Mikan himself, Mr. George Mikan. Freaking. Okay. And also, my number one honorable mention, I know everybody's going to be, some people, the people that don't, in my opinion, know too much about basketball. I ain't seen no shots. But my boy, Yao Ming, you feel me? Representing his country. This ain't a political joint, so represent his country. China coming over there, along with Dirk, main international players that we could probably give that nod to of how we got to the Lucas and the Jokic's and further on from that we have in this league, the Giannis's, you could argue 3 of the top 5 players, top 10 players is out right now are all, international players, So I would say Yao Ming, if it wasn't for his careers, he would definitely be in the top 10, in my opinion.
All right. So, I appreciate those. I got George Mikan as an honorable mention myself. And I also have, check this out, Khalif.
I'm listening.
Arvydas Sabonis.
Oh, dude, talk about big Sabonis, right?
Big Sabonis, not the son.
Sabonis is nice too. The son is nice too.
But his dad was different.
Yeah.
He was out there looking like Magic Johnson at 7 foot. You know what I'm saying? Passing the ball everywhere, doing all kind of crazy stuff. you know, he was rocking with the Portland Trailblazers doing his thing. So, yeah,
Mhm.
special shout out to Arvydas Sabonis. Those were our honorable mentions.
Honorable
So,
mention.
yeah, honorable mentions. You know what I'm saying? So at number 10, I'm going to let you start us off. Who you got at number 10? Top 10 all-time NBA center.
All right, so just to start it off, number 10, I got the man. I got the legend, the boy that slept on, the man that should have been on the top 75. Not my brother AD yet. AD, you get buckets. This your year to get your get back. They've been calling you street clothes. They've been disrespecting you like 2020 ain't never happened. You could come out and you could prove why you a top 75 player. But your
Right.
brother that you won that chip with, Dwight Howard, I feel like he should have been on that 75 before. Not even just you, my brother. But yeah, Dwight Howard, you know, personally, I know you got the stats, but personally, all I could say, you know, he almost was a champion with his own team. One of the few young talents from that 2003, 2004 class. I think he was in the 04 class, a year after LeBron. Besides LeBron, he was and D Wade. Only two, and I can honestly say even more than D Wade, because D Wade still had a really great Shaq and an even probably better core than them too. Like LeBron, he took a team that was directly really influenced by him all the way to you know the promised land. And obviously he ain't get it done against, you know, the great. I believe he played Kobe Bryant, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And nobody was beating Kobe that year. Nobody.
All right, so at number 10 for me, I got Dwight Howard as well. And let's give some stats on Dwight Howard. One-time NBA channel, 5 all-NBA first teams, 8 all-star appearances, 3 defensive players of the year, 4 all-defensive first team. He's 11th in rebounds, 13th in blocks, and 57th in scoring. So that tells you the man wasn't playing when he was out there on the floor. So shouts out to Dwight Howard, our number 10 pick for NBA all-time centers. Now, I'm going to start us off at number 9. I got Bob Mcadoo at number 9.
Mcadoo.
2-time NBA champion, 1 MVP, 2 all NBA selections, 5 all-star appearances, 67th in blocks and in scoring, and 71st in rebounds. So what you got for number 9? I got Bob Mcadoo. Who you got at number 9?
So at my number 9, I have your favorite player, New York Knicks legend, who sadly had to, you know, he had his little problem at one time. They ain't knowing about we shouldn't hire no security that don't know nothing about this man, Patrick Ewing. Well, not single-handedly, but he brought the Knicks back. Granted, he didn't get to finish it, you know, but you know, he the reason why, you know, guys like Stephen A still got a little bit of hope and they crying on TV and stuff like that, because the Knicks were sensational at one point, and you could argue extent, it was really probably because of that man.
Yeah, I mean, Pat was my guy. You know, when I was watching the NBA, I seen him fight against those damn Bulls and them Pacers and them Spurs, and he was giving it his all, man. He just ain't have enough around him to, you know, to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? But Pat definitely one of, you know, NBA's top 10 centers, and I got him a little higher than you do. I'll give his stats when I get to him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's yeah, your boy. And I might as well give his stats right now because
you might as well.
I got him at number 8. So, you know, number 8, Patrick Ewing, 7 excuse me, 7 all NBA selections, 11 All-Star appearances, 3-time All-Defensive second team, 7th in blocks, 23rd in scoring, 25th in rebounds, and the big man had 118 steals. So shouts out to Patrick Ewing, my number 8 top 10 center, you know what I'm saying? And my all-time favorite player, because I used to rock that Ewing jersey and I had the shoes back in the day. I thought I was him, and I was only 6 foot tall out there begging with the big boys. So shouts out to Patrick Ewing. Now, who you got at number 8, Khalif?
So we just did a Uno reverse, and, we just talked about him, hell of a player. I think it's all-time great. And I think, if we just go off of stats, I think Ewing should have been in this spot for me. But, in winning time, and this guy produced. So I got Bob Mcadoo at that position on my list right now.
All right. I get it. Bob Mcadoo. I gave y'all the stats on him. You know what I'm saying? And, Bob Mcadoo was one of them all-time greats. Old school, got the job done, and he did what he had to do to get some chips. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to the legend, Bob Mcadoo. All right, Lee. We are at number 7. Number 7.
Ah, man.
Who you got for number 7?
Number 7, I got the Admiral, the General, the Hall of Fame legend, David Robinson. My guy was different. You about to read off his stats in a little bit. A lot of people, they forget, they don't know. But, David Robinson, before that boy Timmy Buckets, Timmy D Buckets came there, he was holding it up. He was really that first link to that Spurs. You talk about greatness and setting that tone for greatness. He was the guy that set that tone for greatness for an organization that didn't necessarily have it there at that level yet. And, definitely hats off to the OG, David Robinson.
And believe it or not, at number 7, I got David Robinson as well. You know what I mean? He had some great teams down there with Sean Elliott and Avery Johnson. Them Spurs teams was a tough out. Couldn't sleep on them. David Robinson was more of a finesse center for me, but when he brung the power, he brung that power. He'd come down that lane and dunk that ball right on your head. So let me read off some stats. For the Admiral, David Robinson, 2-time NBA champion, got 1 MVP, 10 All-Star selections, 10 All-NBA selections, 1 Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time All-Defensive Team, first team. That's crazy because Pat was on the second team. They had to pick one. So it was Admiral, then Pat. Admiral, then Pat for many years. So that's how that was going down. He's 6th in blocks. So that means he defended the paint. 32nd in rebounds. 41st in scoring. And the ball was so bad, he got 60 steals. You know what I mean?
60.
He's number 60 in steals. So that tells
I'm about
you.
to say, that's not – I was hyping it up. I don't know. I was in my head like, that's not a lot of steals for a career. But then he was like 60th all time. All right,
60th all time is still. See, these big men, they had skills back in the day. They ain't just come down back to the basket, dunk, or just rebound. They was playing all around defense. So that's crazy. So we, 7th, that's the 7th guy. I mean, it's time to hit the 6th guy. I mean, I got Moses Malone at number 6.
Moses Malone.
And the boy was a bad boy. You know what I mean? He just never got the credit he deserved, but he is an NBA champion and Finals MVP, 8 all NBA selections, 12 All-Star appearances, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, 5th in rebounds, 26th in blocks, and 134th in steals. And this was a big guy. He was like a tank on the battlefield. You know what I mean? Immovable object, kind of like, you know, somebody higher up on the list for a long time. And people don't know how bad of a man Moses Malone was. He held the fort down. You know what I'm saying? So Moses Malone, my 6th all-time NBA center. So who you got at number 6?
I apologize to y'all guys. Y'all see me jitter a little bit. I'm outside with the wilderness, taking in this beautiful weather, and these bugs is trying to enjoy it a little too close to me today, y'all. So, but at my number 6, I might hurt a couple feelings. we just gotta keep it moving. I just want to slide that in there. But at number 6, I might hurt a couple feelings with this, but I got, you know, the legendary, the great, and the trailblazer, Bill Russell. And I got him there. I think, I got Bill Russell number 6 all time on my top center list. And I'll explain. Do I gotta elaborate why?
I mean, yeah, you gotta elaborate why. I mean,
so number 6, I got him all time. Matter of fact, you read off his stats first, because we already know what his stats is. Read the stats first, and then I'll elaborate.
You want me to read his stats? Because I got him higher on the list, and I was going to read them when I got to him, but I'll read the stats now. Okay. Bill Russell. 11 NBA titles. 1 as a coach. You know what I'm saying? 5 MVPs. 11-time All-Star. And 11-time All-NBA first team. He's 2nd in rebounds, okay? 114th in assists and 155 in scoring. So I got him a little higher than you do, but, you know, Bill Russell. Okay.
And the reason why, those is amazing stats, and he's definitely, he has a top 3 all-time career. If you just go off of those accomplishments, just go off the 11 goddamn titles, 1 as a coach, you know, that's just an amazing thing. But then when you put it into context, and in my opinion, I think the true best big man of that league at the time that played when he played, he's later on down in my list. You know, I don't feel like he was the best big man of his time. I feel like he benefited from also having a lot better, not blaming nobody. It's like with Steph. Y'all see Steph, he did it this year without KD. But, you know, people take away from Steph because he had KD. But as he's showing you, he can win without. But nobody's going to turn down having amazing players with him. But in the context of how big the league was back then and the amount of talent that even was allowed to go against him, and then the controversial ABA and NBA feud that was going on there that stopped a lot of great, you know, all-time players that could have came to the league, not even just at his position, but everybody else, including like Julius Erving, the number 1 biggest person. Right. You know, it's just certain things you think about how the scope of certain things could have went a little bit differently. So I don't try to I don't overinflate the idea of the whole 11 rings thing, because it just felt it's a lot different than Jordan's 6 rings. I'll say that.
I get it. I get exactly what you're saying. You know, the NBA was a different place. Now it's a lot better. They got, you know, a lot more player empowerment. And I heard some people talking about today, you know, that it's a bad thing for players to have power. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's people scared of things being different, and that's just a whole nother conversation. But we'll get into that eventually on this joint, but not today. So we halfway through the top 10, Leaf. You know what I'm saying? And we got 5 left, man. 5 left.
5 left.
5 left. I want you to start this. Yeah, this is the milk and cookies, everybody. Like,
these the big boys right here.
Yeah, these big boys right here. This is the the top 5 all NBA centers according to us. You understand? So, this is according to us. Remember, these are our opinions. And if y'all have different opinions, just get down in them comments and tell us about it. You know what I mean? We want to be interactive with y'all, so let us know. This is Don't Listen Podcast First Sports Talk Edition. So we want y'all to be a part of it. Get down in them comments. You know what I mean? Like, share. You know what I mean? And let us know how y'all feel. But number 5, who you got, Leaf?
Number 5, we just did another Uno reverse. I got Moses Malone at number 5.
Moses Malone.
And I just explained why I didn't have Bill Russell on my top 5. And I just think that helps my argument with Moses. With his 2 MVPs, like you read off earlier, though that 2-year stint, he was the best player in the league.
Absolutely.
In the league that had Bird, Magic, they talk about the bad boy Pistons. They talk about goddamn Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was in the league dropping 60, y'all. Dropping 50, y'all. Dropping 40, y'all.
Right.
And Moses Malone, you talk about Oscar Robertson, in my opinion, top 5 point guard all time. Amazing,
Right.
That man, Moses Malone, was the best player. Forget big men. The best player in the league for an extended time. And, I feel like he's the top 5 talent. And then you also talk about the talent that you touch. You feel me? Towards the later end part of his career, he was once he got into a teaching role, and he was able to bless one of the greatest power forwards of all time, Sir Charles Barkley. You feel me? So
right.
I feel like he don't get enough
say
credit.
That for the power
so we gonna
forward.
give him his flowers. We gonna give him his flowers. But that's
definitely
Moses
gonna
Malone, number 5.
Number 5, I got Wilt Chamberlain. I got Wilt Chamberlain, 2-time NBA champion. He got a Finals MVP, 4-time league MVP, 7 all NBA first teams selections, and 2-time all defensive first team. First in rebounds.
Number 1.
Number 1. That's our first number 1. You know what I mean? And 7th in scoring, which is unbelievable. You know what I mean? He was the first player to score 100 points in the game. That's something you'll never see again. Right? You'll never see that again. That's not happening. You know what I mean? And then he's 81st in assists as well. So again, big men with skill. People don't give these big men credit for what they was doing, running out on the break and everything. So, that's my guy at number 5, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain.
Wilt the Stilt. And since you already took it there, I'm going to slide in with my number 4 all time, which is Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. That's the guy. That's the dark horse. That's the dark horse I was talking about when we was talking about Bill Russell. That's the dark horse. He was the best big. Think about it. Bill Russell played with great players on them Celtic teams.
Right.
You think a lot of people don't talk about it. Some of the great players that Bird ended up being able to play with, And,
Well, everybody that won a championship didn't do it by themselves, No,
and I'm not saying that. But if you include all the more amazing individual stats, because this is an individual list, you feel me? If we put in them more amazing individual stats, higher assists, higher scoring all the time, with lesser talent throughout his entirety of his career to have way more assists than him, and to also, soon as you get a great team that you could win with, not only win once, but win twice, you feel me?
Right.
It shows. It makes up for the years that he probably wasn't. And it's just like, you can't be the big man and it's another big man just wrecking havoc in your league while it don't matter if your team is winning. If we talking about this individual top 5, but both of them are amazing talent. I don't want to feel like I'm going in on Bill Russell no more, but I have to explain because he's amazing. He has a top 3 NBA all-time career, so I got to explain why he ain't in my top 5.
Right. Well, at number 4, I got Bill Russell. Just for the simple fact, 11 titles, 10 as a player, 1 as a coach. He was just, a trendsetter. He came in the league. I believe he was the first Black NBA coach at that time.
Yes.
And, he just, he stayed as a coach after he came in the league, bringing up the young boys. He had a great team around him. That is a fact. But like I said earlier, no NBA player that ever won a championship did it by itself. So teams are very important. Role players are very important. In order for you to win a championship, I think we saw that play out very well this year as far as role players are concerned. So, yeah, I got Bill Russell at number 4. So, we're going to see what it do for our top 3. But we're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back with your NBA all-time greatest center from 1 to 10. And, yes, we are in the building. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Stop playing. Yo, we are back with your boy TP and Ray 856. We are doing all-time NBA centers. In our opinion, remember this is our opinion. Y'all can get down in those comments and tell us something different if you feel there's something different. And we are at the top 3. Okay? So, who you got?
All right, so just to kick off my top 3, I got the one, the myth. I think I already said the myth, the legend earlier, but I'm playing with y'all. But Superman, Shaq Diesel, you feel me? In my opinion, he said that if he was more, he wasn't as committed. So to see what he was able to do, and I feel personally, if the Diesel gave that commitment, he felt as though he didn't give to the game a little bit more, we probably be talking about him as the greatest player of all time, because he definitely at his peak was probably the most dominant. Just with like Kareem Skyhawk, we got Shaq just
back you down and bust your ass.
Nigga, you a biscuit. Yeah, just over and over again, over and over constantly, all the time. So definitely I got Shaq Diesel, number 3.
Man, listen, we must be thinking the same on this one. I got the Diesel coming in at number 3 as well. And, people need to understand what type of force Shaquille O'Neal was. So let me give you the stats. You know what I'm saying? 4-time NBA champion, 3-time finals MVP, 1 league MVP, and he should have more.
He should have at least 4.
He should have at least 4 league MVPs. They had to give it to Steve Nash, 2 times. And I'm like, Shaq had way, but I ain't here to downplay nobody. But
yeah, shout out Steve Nash.
Yeah, shout out Steve Nash. But Shaq should have won those MVPs, and that's a given. But let me finish. 8-time NBA, all NBA first team, 15 all-star selections. 15 of them things. 3-time all defensive second team, 8th all-time in scoring and blocks, and 15th in rebounds. So the Diesel was out there getting busy, and y'all need to stop playing when y'all talk about Shaq. I know Shaq is a very humble guy. He like to put guys above him and everything, but I only got 2 above him. So Shaq, to me, is definitely the most dominant player in NBA history.
Real talk.
That's a fact. You could check the stats. You could check whatever you need to check. Go back and look at some of his highlights. The man was amazing. Okay. And the biggest feat, I think, in NBA history too. So,
well, I think Yao has slightly bigger feet though.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I think they made Yao in the lab though.
Yeah, them Chinese, man, they make anything in the damn lab.
I just had a whole little caterpillar on my leg, y'all.
Yo, I bet you next time you be in the house with it.
Oh yeah. Next time when we did our original one, if y'all don't listen, group, y'all would see that we actually started the pod yesterday, but I had a little power outage, so we ran it back because of power outage.
Yeah, power outage and audio problems. So we had a big old thunderstorm. Well, you had a big old thunderstorm in Delaware. And we had nothing. So I was sitting here looking crazy, waiting for you to come back on. Like, you froze, son.
Yeah, I saw. When I look it back, I'm just looking like, oh man, I hope he ain't gonna sit there long with the frozen me, because I ain't like the position. I was frozen, kind of.
It looked crazy, but
it looked crazy. I was like, man, is he gonna get me off the screen? Like, just take me out of there, man.
All right,
you shout out for that, man. But we gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, I had to put that video out there. A little clip for the people, so to let them know we are doing sports talk. So we ain't playing with it neither. And wait till you see the banner I made for the video. But that's a whole nother joint. Let's get to number 2. You go first.
All right. So the second best big man all time to me, if you sleeping, you dreaming, Hakeem Olajuwon.
The dream. The dream. The dream. Everybody dream big from Africa.
Hakeem Olajuwon. Facts. Nah, we Africans. A lot of people don't even know that.
Yeah.
Me and my dad is a first generation African Americans.
Right. My pops is African. Yeah.
We just gonna say that he was a prince or something, because we probably got a whole bunch of family, because he was out here spreading his royal oats.
Yeah, he was spreading his royal oats from the island of Zamunda. All right, so you said Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. I got his stats in front of me, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to his stats, because we are also in agreement on this top 3. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon coming in at number 2. 2 NBA titles, 2 final MVPs, 6-time All-NBA, first team selections, 12 All-Star appearances, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 5 All-Defensive First Team. Number 1, we hear that word again. Number one in blocks, 9th in steals, 12th in points, 14th in rebounds, and 212 assists. And the only reason why I put Hakeem the Dream above Shaquille O'Neal is because he actually beat him in the head-to-head. So,
in the greatest place to do it.
In the finals, baby. And he wasn't playing. He was out there shaking and baking. If y'all don't know what shake and bake is, it's some chicken shit you put in a box and you shake that shit up. That's what he had niggas on. He was shaking the shit out of them. That's why they call him the Dream.
The Dream.
Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon coming in at number 2 for both me and you. So, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all be wondering why Kenny be on on the show talking real slick to Shaq sometime. Y'all be like, Kenny got bad knees. Kenny was a part of them championship teams with Hakeem. Just to let y'all know. So that's why he be talking crazy with them bad knees. He ain't got to race them to the board. He raced them to the chips first.
Right. And that was in Shaq's prime years too. So, that was them Orlando Magic years when he was just, man, y'all got to go back and watch them videos of Shaq. He was pulling down the whole rim, breaking glass and everything. Shaq was crazy. And for Hakeem to do what he did in the finals to Shaq, that was crazy. So shout out to the Dream, coming in at number 2 for both of us. All right, colleagues. So we are at the pinnacle of the list. And I think this goes without being said for the most part. And if you don't know, you're going to know today. Who do you got at number 1? Because they both the same. So
it has to be the same. And if anybody, listen, I know we done said, to incentivize y'all not to come and smut us and do us dirty in them comments and treat us like we just some hoes out here. You feel me? But if you don't got Mr. Skyhook, Mr. You cannot touch me, number 1 point leader of all time, it's up for grabs if LeBron can keep going how he going. But this man done held he done held that award for some time. It's been like 40, 50 years down there. It's been 40 years.
I don't think it's been that long.
It has at least been like 37 years.
All right, we got to be factually correct.
I ain't stats. That's the stat man right
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, Google. How many years have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held the scoring title?
38 years. According to NBA.com,
38?
Jabbar has had it for 38 years.
38 years, folks. He held that freaking thing. So you was right. Almost 40 years.
I was off by 1 and I was off by 2 because I said 40 or 37.
Yeah. 38 years. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's go down and hit his stats up because they are amazing. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6 NBA titles, 2 finals MVP, 6 league MVP, 10 all NBA first teams, 19 all-star appearances, 5 all defensive first teams. Number 1, there's that word again, Leaf. Number 1 in scoring.
All time.
3rd in rebounds.
All time.
In blocks. And 45th in assists, which means the big man was out there starting breaks and setting jokers up real nice with that little fake sky hook, throw the ball out, get them assists. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number 1 on Don't Listen Podcast Sports Talk all-time NBA centers list. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I think y'all gotta like our list. Y'all gotta really like our list. If y'all don't,
and we didn't even talk about what he did in college.
He was already a legend in college.
He scored. Hold up. Let's get our facts straight. Okay, Google. How many NCAA championships did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar win?
3 national championships. According to NCAA.com, in his legendary career, he nearly went undefeated in college, playing a critical role in the John Wooden-era dynasty at UCLA and winning 3 national championships in as many years.
Okay, so that's his NCAA career. He could have stopped playing basketball at that point and still been a legend.
Mm-hmm.
He came to the NBA and held it down for a long time.
Number one leading scorer.
Number one all-time NBA leading scorer with the likes of Jordan, Bird, Kobe, Shaq, all these guys in there, and he's still the number one NBA leading scorer. So,
my bad.
Go ahead, man. Say what you got to say.
I was going to say, y'all, and imagine this, right? And think about this, right? We just said he had at least 4-year NCAA career, you feel me? Playing basketball. Imagine if he came straight to the league out of high school like LeBron did. Imagine how much longer it would take to get to that number, his scoring title.
Right. Because he came in the league already a polished player.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The OG on the court doing this thing. So, you know, people don't got to put all those type of things in perspective. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about the number one center in NBA history, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? So y'all could go out there, do y'all math on it. I would love to see some lists down in those comments. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, share, and subscribe, man. We trying to build something here for all you good people. And we come in with facts. We don't come with just our opinion. We got stats to back them up. So if you feel different about what we said, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
This has been your Don't Listen podcast, first time sports talk edition. You know what I'm saying? With your boy TP and your boy Ray 856. And yes,
856.
Yes, we was in the building. Stop playing. And we out like that. Deuces.
Deuce.